Hello, my name's Michael the Mechanical here, and this is my crap car. Well, not really, but welcome to my crap car episode, where I'm basically thinking about a lot of things, including how crap my car really is. In actual fact, we're not talking about this crap car, we're talking about this crap car, which I only just got yesterday, and it cost me nothing out of my pocket or out of the bank, so that's pretty cool. But it's a crap car. In case you didn't hear me when I said this is a crap car, it's a crap car. It runs, it drives, but overall it is a crap car. Let me make my reasoning for this clear. First of all, this is a Tata Line made in 1998. It has a 2.0 diesel turbo engine. It is four-wheel drive. It, however, does not have any parts you can source off the internet, meaning if something breaks, Tata, which has a different meaning in another country, but I don't remember what it was. All I know is the joke is Tata means goodbye, apparently here. So yeah, Tata to the Tata. But you cannot absolutely not even source a part for this. I tried looking for some gaskets, say if I want to do a major service on this thing, because it is basically due for one. No, not sourceable. Can't even find them in India apparently, because I'm trying to find stuff for this, but it's just not possible. It is really a crap car. But it runs, it drives, it does what it needs to do for now until it breaks again. Well, it never broke, but you know, it's broken before. The person who gave this to me basically said, look after it, it will keep going forever because it's designed to go for like 300 to 600,000 kilometers on average, so it's got another 230 before it potentially does majorly break down if I don't service it. It is due for a service, by the way. So let's go look at the car a little bit and see what's so crap about it. So, okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at the screw missing because I noticed that yesterday. It's crap because it's missing a screw. Okay. It's got a nice interior though, it was looked after well in the rear. Although don't look under the front covers. The front covers are there for a reason because how crap my car is. And look at this, plastic's broken. Wonder who the previous owner was. Okay. It's a turbocharged engine and it has a turbo timer. I'm not sure if that's original or not, but they have the sticker here for not revving the engine ever. Oh look, there's a hole in the dash. I wonder what that means. I'll make my point very clear. This gauge doesn't work. I used GPS to get this car home, and before this actually goes out on the road officially to drive or do anything with, I've got to pull this dash instrument cluster out and see what I can fix in it. And the door just hit that. Okay, so what does this car have problems with? First of all, it does have a ice cold button, but the ice cold button does not work because there is shit under the hood that's not secured. It's just flopping there. And there's a part in the rear here somewhere, that AC there, that goes under the hood, and it's going to be secured on the car so then you can drive it. And by the way, my tripod's way over there. So if we look at the dash closely, you can see there's a hole here. There's a bunch of slop all over the stick for like how many Ks you're doing. It says it's done 73,000 kilometers, probably 74 if I round it up. It doesn't say it's gone anywhere because that gauge doesn't even work. I'm pretty sure it's like they said. The thing on the back of the thing keeps popping out, so we're gonna make it pop in and stay in. The coolant gauge did go up to the little white line down the bottom there, as I've noticed when I drove it, but it doesn't go beyond that. I didn't think it worked because it should normally go up even higher than that, or at least show signs that it does work. The fuel gauge completely works. It says it's on full tank, but we don't know how much fuel is in the tank except by shaking the car, in which it sounds like there's plenty of fuel in there. Revs gauge, it didn't work and now it's working again. Something like that. Glow plugs work, oil thing works. Oh, hazard lights don't. Look how many arrows are going for the hazard lights, and if I hit this, that's done. I have to flip this just for the hazard lights to work, and if I hit this enough, this will shut up. Well, actually, it was shutting up before. Now it doesn't want to shut up. Okay. So basically the hazard lights, this switch here needs to be cleaned up. You need to find out why that arrow doesn't flicker and then fix that, because it's useful. Actually, does it detect? No, it doesn't, because that light there should be on. So 2 lights don't work. It doesn't switch to say hazard lights, and it doesn't turn on to say hazard lights. It has a 2H, 4H, 4L switch. This vehicle is very hard to drive because here's your gear stick, and if I put it up, that's first, that's second, that's third, this is fourth, and this is fifth, and there's no reverse here. That's because the reverse is way over here and it's difficult to get it in there. Come on, that's not reverse. That's probably reverse there. This here, first. Now if I pull it out, there is a reverse way over there. I don't know how you get it, but you slam it really hard. If you're gentle, you can't reach it. But if you go fast, that's basically how you get to it. You have to slam it into gear really hard and really quick. This stick feels stiff a little bit when you're changing gears out on the road. It has a truck clutch in it. This thing is forking heavy as fork. And it sends pains right here up your leg. I don't know which switches here work and which ones don't. There's a bunch of switches. I have no idea what this one does, but I had it off. It does come with owner's manuals. Ta-ta. Owner's manual, okay. I wonder what it says about the vehicle. If this is, oh, these are specifications for the vehicle. But that's not what this vehicle is. This one, wishbone, hydraulic. How much torque does this thing say it has? It doesn't say it has any torque. Wow. Is this for a 2-wheel drive? There's do's and don'ts. I don't know what this book has in it. I haven't read it. I'm not going to read it for a while. There's nothing I need to learn. No, there's cool on the ground because we fix things up. Let's see what we can see under the hood then in a second. Oh yeah, before I get to the thing, I admire these seats because they're very nice and neat for their age, except for those headrests. What the hell kind of headrests are they? There's one missing from the middle apparently. And there's your rear seat. So I can have 5 people in the car. There's also a light here. Why do I want to light up my... Oh, that light doesn't work. Well, that one might. Oh yeah, that works. I'm not going to leave it on. I'm going to leave it off. The door lights here work. Or I think they did. That one did. This one's not. Things are really not what they seem to be. Okay. We lock the car. It does have some rust, surface rust here. Okay. Oh yeah, and I'm tired, so we're gonna quickly look at these brake lights here. Faded. At least I can get new ones. Toe ball. Faded. Now if I was to compare the lengths, my car is a little bit longer here. But if we go to the front, watch this. This is gonna be like where you're 1 meter longer than mine. This thing is about this much bigger than mine, about half a meter. So this thing is 6 meters long, because this is 5.5 from front to rear, this is 6. Great! I now have a longer car than my own. But the good thing is, that thing feels way easier to maneuver than my own, as in the turning circle is better. Might be because of smaller tyres. not sure, but we gotta pop the hood, see what's under the hood. And trust me, I'm tired, that's why this video sounds like I'm bored. It's a 40-degree hot day today, I believe. I could be wrong. Also, because someone else is online. Oh, okay. So, let's take this off. Let's talk about first things I did before I even drove this thing. I pulled this water bottle off, that's why it's so clean. It's not greasy and grubby, it was all black here before. I pulled it off, I took the cap off, and I used soldering on the cap there, used it on there, and fixed it up a little bit to get me by. I filled it up with clean fluids, so if I take this lid off, it should all be green. You can see how green my coolant is right now. It's so clean. I can see a little bit of shit floating around, but it's green. And that's what I wanted. Cap doesn't really suit this vehicle. Date tapes on there because I put it on there. I wasn't going to drive without that, by the way. It has oil all over the top here. I don't know what that's from. It has oil right there. It has the AC right there that apparently is not secure, but I'm not really sure about that. And if that's true or not. I just heard there's a lot of loose shit. And don't hit the button for the AC or you'll blow the belt because the thing's seized. The clutch section of it's seized. There's oil there. It has a perished hose right there, and I got to replace that hose when I can because it's for the vacuum pump. And if that doesn't get what it needs, it's going to make it harder to do some stuff. I can't remember what stuff it was to do. Oh look, another stuffed hose or wire. I think it's wire. There's this big black hose that goes around the back of the motor, all the way back there. I can see it. I'll have to go have a look at it more later. This unscrews and that's for the fuel, goes to the pump. This, you can't take any of that off, so I'll have to figure that out later. These hoses are really hard. There's no hose clamps, nothing. Yeah, it's okay for what it is. It's got a brand new battery in it and, you know, a solar panel attached. It's got a really nice box for your lights, well designed, so I like that. There's a really tiny turbo in there, it's smaller than mine, and that is the brake booster, and that's probably why the brakes are so hard, because the brake booster is probably not working. So yeah, ton of things good and bad with this car. We're gonna have to run it another day because we don't have the ability to drive it yet. It does drive. It's not in my name officially yet because the registry department doesn't open till next week, and I have to hand in the papers, and then I have to pay for the change of registration and all this junk that I have to do before I can keep it and drive it and stuff with it. And then I have to put insurance on it for the next 5 months, and then I'm not going to register it, and then I'm not going to insure it. But I'm going to only insure it for the months I drive it because there's no real point in insuring it if I'm not going to drive it. And now that I've got a job, that makes it easier. The unfortunate thing is, it's not easy because I got 2 cars. I got this one, which is in the fleet, making me money, helping me survive, and if it breaks down, I'm stuffed. Now I have this one here, which doesn't have the capacity that this one does by like 1 foot. There's only 1 foot difference between the trays. And this one's a dual cab, mine's a single cab. And this thing feels more spacious. And the doors on this thing are bigger. I have no idea what makes this mine bigger and what makes that one bigger. It's a little bit confusing. Other than that, guys, I don't know who is watching this video this far. I got some bad news about the white Triton right here. It is going to be going. I don't know how, don't know when. Oh yeah, my doors are bigger. Shoot. I don't know when, don't know how, don't know why. Well, actually I do know why, because I got 2 cars over there now and this has to go. Throw me some offers. I'm looking at scrap metal value of this thing. It has no driveline in it. You cannot steer it out at its current state and time just because someone really fucked me over with my car, and so you can't steer it out, you can't drive it anywhere. the key to these locks. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell you that you're going to have to get another key. As in, I'm going to maybe take them out because you won't be able to drive it, or just unlock all the doors and leave them unlocked because I've got the key, unfortunately, because I need the key until I get my lock replaced properly. This has a cluster in it that works apparently. It has stuff missing because, well, I need room to do stuff. It has an AC. I have an AC in mine. It has a lot of other stuff that's not going to come with the vehicle, but it has stuff that's going to come with it anyway. You want some wood? Here's a ton of wood. It's all filled in the tray, ready to go. Just take the tray away and it's gone. The tray has holes in it. I've tried to do some work on this thing in the early days when I cleaned it and done stuff to it. I never finished what I started, and I can't afford to finish what I started. I want my rim because that thing's a lot. And I was thinking about keeping those rims, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be keeping these rims. However, I'm not giving away a tyre that's not even touched the road and cost me a lot to buy. Let's just say at the time I had no money and I had to buy a tyre and I had to get my car roadworthy because of the tyre that I had. The tyres on there I had were perished and shit and could blow at any time, and my dad's fault for that I had to spend extra money to get a new tyre, and that cost me $120, and I had $20 left in my account after I did that. So it sounds, that's a cheap tyre. No, to me it's still expensive. Even now it's expensive. But it's got terrible tyres on the rear because these ones are uneven, but it's got some tread. You could take it off-roading, I guess. This one's got good tread on it, but it's too old and you can't get a tyre that matches this one. That was the one I had in sync with another tyre. Wait a second. I'm trying to think, did I actually have? No, that tyre has seen the road. Oh, damn it, I didn't realise how dumb I was. I bought that tyre for the road and I ended up putting it on my car as a spare. What I mean is I do have a spare, but it's not the right one. I haven't taken it down yet. So this is the spare, and it's still got the white line on there because I didn't drive it much at all. I didn't even have it long, and it has the bubbles on it, but I never had them on this surface. I remember that. Never seeing any of these little bobbly things on it. It's barely ever seen the road. That's 15-inch. However, these ones were brand new when I got them. And there's no white lines on them, so yeah, not getting rid of that tyre. I'm going to get another set of rims and I'm going to keep that. I'll try to figure out what to do with the tyre and rim, and this thing can go. There's a few things that need to be noted. There's a lot of things wrong with this thing. There's a lot of good things with this thing. It's good for parting. It could be good as a project car if you're willing to do a lot of work to it. I mean, it's good for a cab. That's pretty much all it is. The rest of it is just junk. So cab, and that's it. Or because you can't put an engine in here unless you want to put a V8 in, because the previous owners didn't tell me this, but they modified the forking chassis, and I've got the camera zoomed. They modified the forking chassis to put the V8 in, and so you can't put a stock engine in here. Those are not the stock mounts, and so the chassis has been welded, cut shut, and illegally done. It has no handbrake. That's unfortunate. It has no handbrake because the brakes in the rear are disconnected because the cables don't exist for them anymore. Because the cables for the rear are now in the Black Beast, because the Black Beast's ones didn't hold shit, and the foot brake was a bit, it still is a bit iffy whether it's going to keep going or not. Actually, you know what? Just because proof's in the pudding, I'll make my point on why I went and got the brake cables off of the white one, because of all the issues I've had with this one, and I wanted to be safe than sorry. Not to mention this is the same door that they smashed up. The key for the white one also goes with this steering column. That's why I'm keeping the key, because no one's taking my car. And the key for these are new because, I don't know if I told anyone, but you can see a little bit of square patchiness there because someone tried to steal this whole car and failed miserably. They didn't know how to start it. I'm thankful they didn't. And I do plan on doing a vinyl on this again, but bit by bit. I've got to put the top down. Or something. Hang on. I've got to make my point, because I've cleaned this so many times that I've verified that there's a problem. Okay, so dodgy parts. Let's have a look at this oily booster. Do you see all the oily, greasy stuff there? Yeah. I've cleaned that so many times. That stuff is thick. It looks like engine oil, and it acts like engine oil because it's not eating the paint. But it's actually brake fluid, unfortunately. And so that's the dodgy thing about this car. It worries me. So my engine, this thing's a bit bigger than that one. Actually, it's a lot bigger looking. My washer bottle always goes down. I want to put washer fluid in there. I want to put a new bottle in here. I want to do it like the Toyotas do. This thing has a smaller radiator than the new white one over there. But this engine's going to get rebuilt. That's not my pump. That pump belongs to that white Pajero. Oh my god. I've had the drive shafts out. And I think I've got oil leaks because there shouldn't be oil right there on the top of the engine. Right here. I don't know if you can see all the oil. All that oil there shouldn't be there. This was clean. Now it's oily. Oh! And there's another thing I've got to fix. Black oil, that's because I drove it and it was hard. Oh, that's a beetle. That is a beetle. Okay. That's a beetle that keeps chasing me. Ah. Weirdo. I want to get a stick or something and whack him if he comes near me again. I could be wrong. It might be a wasp, because we've had wasps here before. And I've seen the beetle around a couple of times. Anyway, this is my engine. If you look at this, it's full of oil because I've got problems with this. Very insignificant at this point in time, but they could turn into something major down the line. Which is one of the reasons I got this thing for free, just in case this breaks down I have to fix it. It costs money to fix cars, so yeah, that's what was given to me. It is now considered a fleet vehicle to the guy who gave it to me, who understands my position, who wants some favours done as well along the lines. That's why he gave it to me. So that's cool, but the thing is, no one can fix this because there's no parts for it, meaning it's only going to last so long, and then it's going to die, and then it's scrap metal. So the good thing about this project crap box, to anyone who's interested in knowing how crap this is, we're not actually going to try and treat it like crap. We're going to treat this like an opportunity, because if something breaks, we're going to fix anything and everything we can to the point we can't fix anything anymore. Say specialty parts that we can't remanufacture, that's when we'll stop. But until then, we don't have nothing major wrong with this vehicle. This vehicle is absolutely fine, it's in good condition. Kind of. Needs a lot of work done to it. But anyway, it's time to walk away from this and get ready to pack up. But I'm looking for potential offers to take away this thing as it is. I do want parts off of it, I really do, but I don't, because I can always get them, because there's such an abundance of parts for this thing, it's not funny. And if I take parts off it, I'll get less for it, because no one will want it then, if they can't have everything they see. Except they will have to understand about this rim. This rim's not going with this car, because that rim is on my car, and everyone knows that. And which is why I'm keeping that rim, because it's all around on my car. There's 1 rim, 2 rims, 3 rims, 4 rims. And if someone decides to say, you can keep the black ones, I want the silver ones with all the tyres, not gonna happen. I'm not getting ripped off like that. I've already spent about $1,000 on those rims and tyres. I'm gonna say about, because that's not exactly the right amount, but it's close. enough for me to say no, because I know you'll probably want this car for like so much that I paid for it, and I know what the value of this thing is in scrap metal. So if I get less than scrap metal value of this thing, or not a little bit more than the scrap metal value, I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to take what I want off of it, meaning I can make use of the doors as spare doors, say if something goes wrong with mine. That door I might reconsider, but I'll take the stuff out of that anyway because I might be able to use it. This door I'd keep because it's in really good condition. This fender here I'm going to keep, but there's a little bit of shit. It's not this fender, it's the other one. The reason being is because this section here is nice and neat, whereas mine I've got dinged up. This fender here is okay, except for one little hole down here, which can be fixed with a bit of TLC, with a bit of paint, but I'd vinyl wrap it. The hood is kind of buckled and crap. It has some mud flaps for the front, might use them. It has a fuel tank spare. I might think about keeping it, might think about getting rid of it, I don't know yet. It's off the vehicle. It's got this little door, which is cool. It's got spare leaf springs that I need on my car because my car's ones are a bit unbalanced and not as heavy looking as these ones. I can say as much as I like, it either goes as it is or it doesn't. Meaning it's going to be a pain for someone to take it away, but if they can take it away, go ahead. Take it away for X amount. Comes with the tray. There's bits that were made up for the tray, but now Dad's chucked them in the trailer, so... Because we were actually going to fix this, but now it's not going to get fixed. But if anyone can source parts for the white Tata vehicle, crappy parts, good parts, whatever, then you'll be my best friend, because I need to know how to get parts, where to get parts, all that stuff, because if that thing breaks, I'm gonna have to buy something, and that something's gonna be parts. But I got a job now. This thing has parts on it still, kind of. Got a dash, it's cracked to buggery. It's got really good rear seats in it, and the front seats I put in mine because they're way more comfortable and way more, you know, less hard. They were soft. Anyway, that's all I can really do for this video. Wish I could do more. It's so hot. I'm not sweating yet, but I feel exhausted. I've got a long way to go. I have really, seriously, a long way to go, even for the channel. But I'll tell you a little bit of a story before we completely go. That white Tata, drove it home yesterday. Unlike my car, it's a new car. It doesn't feel the same as my car. I don't have a feeling for it, and experience driving that thing. I didn't know where reverse was at first, and I didn't know how to get to reverse, and I kept hopping it forward, so that was horrible. But at the lights, I've stalled it like 2 to 3 times in a row, and when I had it running, I turned the key again to start the car, but it was already running, and so it grounds, and I was like, oh shit, the car's already running. And the thing is slow as anything. It's not fast. My dad just blasted it and he was gone. Which my Triton can keep up with him, but that car can't because it weighs like 3 tons, I think it does. I don't know for sure what it weighs. But that thing weighs a ton. I got told, don't drive through the hills because it'll struggle. Do not... You know, just know it will take a good load, that's all it will take. Anyway, the end of the video, I did some research into my own car. There's the measurements for my Triton. My fuel economy is actually not too bad. 190 kilometers cost me $20.87 for 17.15 liters. So 17.15 liters, 190 kilometers, that's not bad. That's with a little bit of gentle driving. I get 2.5 kilometers difference if I don't use the turbo. If I use the turbo, it costs me an extra 2.5 liters of fuel, which is actually pretty okay. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, extra power gets you places sooner, faster, whatever. Anyway, it's time to end the video. Thank you for watching. This will be up as soon as I can get it up. I'm going to be slow. I got projects to work on, things to do, things to see, do blah blah blah. You know, I'm done. And also, remember how I said that car is now mine? Well, I got my papers here, as in I have a green one behind the receipt. That's it. It's game over. Progress vehicles. Yeah. See you later, everyone.